Hey, everybody. Welcome to Phaser Lock Interactive's first The Primal Podcast, maybe the first of many. Psychotic in chat already asking with the jokes, what do you call a noisy dinosaur sleeper? A Tyrannosaurus Rex. I was going to say a dinosaur, but that works. Hey, I'm Kyle _ Phaser Lock in Roblox. To my that way is Phaser Brad and Phaser Lock. That's right. Mike, our boss, is Phaser Lock on in Roblox. That's been one of the most popular questions we've gotten during gameplay. So what we're gonna do today is you're gonna see me up there in the game window playing some Primal Hunt for you, while the three of us answer your questions and talk about Primal Hunt and stuff. So pop your questions up in the chat, and Mike, why don't you start us off with a little bit of just like a quick history of Phaser Lock Interactive? Yes, I am in a public lobby.
Sure. Phaser Lock, we started as a VR studio. Almost 8 years ago we started. We came out of Game Jam, actually. Valve came down and threw a Game Jam, and there's 4 of us that joined it. Locked us in a warehouse for a night and built a game for the yet unreleased headsets that we're developing for, and we're able to we won the contest, got funded for the studio, and we were in VR. Launched 4 titles in VR. The last one was actually Primal Hunt in VR, but it's a first-person shooter, very different than what you have here. But from there, it's kind of funny. The team that was working at HTC with us at the time we were bringing VR moved over to Roblox, contacted us and said, hey, would you guys want to bring Primal Hunt over to the Roblox engine? And we jumped at that chance right away because we always envisioned the game being multiplayer, having massive battles, having the dinosaurs being the scales that we're looking for, but also the battles, always looking for 8 to 10 people taking on a T-Rex at the same time in there, but then building a true, RPG that players can get around and also get the user base, but the longevity, be able to build this game, launch it, and then just keep adding to it. So that's kind of how we got into Roblox. The team it's a larger team than normal for Roblox developers. We are roughly around 16. We've also have freelancers. We built the game in just under 12 months. So we took the dinosaurs were the only thing that could come from the VR side. Everything else had to be built from scratch, all the levels, all the UI, all the gameplay. We had to build every game system from scratch that we had in Unity. None of that transported over, none of it ported over. So that was quite the challenge. Building, our own animation system, AI navigation, quite a lot. All under 12 months to get to where we are today. So that is Phaser Lock.
Hey guys, how's the game audio versus Mike? Could you hear him through all that? The AI is insane, not gonna lie.
And that will be passed on to our programmers. They have worked very hard for that.
Yes, no, our programmers have done an amazing job, not only working with the tools that are already available in Roblox and that are constantly seeming to be updated and developed by their team, but they've done a wonderful job creating some in-house tools for us as designers and as artists to be able to make our workflow a little bit easier. Since 12 months ago, none of us, I think 99% of the people in the company could say none of us had ever touched Roblox before. And so there were a lot of things that we missed coming from environments like Unity and what they call the more professional backgrounds. And to be honest, yes, those programs do offer a bit more, quality of life features and things made for professionals and companies. But Roblox is a great way to get people started and get folks interested in game design, game development. And is a relatively simple term. I honestly reference it as like a self-learning Unity. It's a bit easier to pick up on your own or with a small team than versus trying to get into and learn Unity and some of the more complicated aspects of that. But yeah, it's definitely been a challenge. We've had some long days and sometimes even some long nights, but it's been pretty rewarding to see the reaction of the players so far.
It's just to add a little weight to that statement from Brad. I just came into game development not even 2 years ago, and so I came into the Roblox scene having to learn everything from scratch, just like everybody else. But I had the benefit of not being used to other systems, but it's been. The thing that I like the most about Roblox is how I come in with a quality assurance background. I used to be a truck driver, and I was able to learn how to use the Roblox systems fairly easily. So it is friendly to people who don't know what they're doing. I've learned a lot in the last year working on this project, and it's been really awesome.
I would say the ramp up time going from Unity to Roblox was very fast. Straight out of the box, the tools are there that you need that normally not even Unity has in there. The challenge is once you actually get into full development and production, that's where we were lacking the tools that we were used to or that we needed for the development team. But here we are 12 months later, launching the game and super happy. It's one of the best games that Phaser Lock has put out.
Yeah, and it allowed us to really, like Mike mentioned in the kind of intro to the company, it allowed us to expand the world of Primal Hunt to kind of what we ultimately wanted to do in the beginning with the VR project, but in the end we're constrained by performance aspects and various things. So, goodness, if any of you have played the VR title, you'd know that our worlds in there are pretty large, but they would be 5 times the size had we not had to make some performance constraint restrictions. But anyways, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Roblox. Zilla calls out the style of animation has a lot of character in it, so nice job doing that. Well, that all goes to our kick-ass animator, Bren. Oop, maybe I shouldn't say kick-ass, but
he says it again. Oops. Nice.
But
actually, Bren is our art director for Primal Hunt. He's a senior animator. He's been an animator for over 25 years. He has put his life and love into these dinosaurs. He loves dinosaurs. I think you can show by his animations.
Oh yeah, big time.
So I don't know if you all noticed when I was playing here just a second ago, there was another player in here that came over and said, "Hey, can I get a screenshot?" And I said, "Say hi to the stream." I think it's one of the people that was in chat just now. So
very possible.
I am in Arcus Canyon if anyone in the stream wants to come join. Brad, how did you
post your question?
How'd you get started as a designer?
Well, I kind of fell into it, if I'm honest. It's a very non-typical route, I guess you would call it, into game design, into game development. I had met Mike and the Phaser Lock team through a VR esports company that I helped to organize and set up, and we were all out at Oculus Connect 5, I think is where we met in person for the first time. And we were chatting about Final Assault, which was the game that had just released from Phaser Lock here, and it was an RTS online, VR multiplayer game, really great for esports. And we were talking about that, and then later, come start of the lockdown times, I had just been laid off from another esports company that I was working for, and Mike was looking for someone to help them out with their social media and community management, as well as do a little bit of QA for their currently unannounced, or at that time unannounced, VR project, which would later become known as Primal Hunt VR. And I took him up on it and joined the team, started doing just social media work and then a little bit of QA for the project when I could. And that developed into basically full-time QA. And then I stepped from QA into design, learning from the team and the experience of the people that we've got at the company. That's where I am today. I'm basically the one who's responsible for the dinosaurs combat. Bren has the animations, and myself and the tech team handle the AI side and your combat experience. So that's me.
Buzzing Game in chat saying amazing game, addicted, level 39. Awesome.
Wow. Yeah, there's a part of me that does wish that we kind of reset you guys one more time, mostly because a lot of you were already pretty late game between beta phases, and we still needed some balance work to do, and I still have some work to be done as well. So I kind of wish you guys could experience that again, but hopefully we can offer ways to allow you guys to go back through that experience again without sacrificing player progress, maybe save states or something of that nature. Anyway, that's not a promise. I'm just exploring ideas.
Slow player is a fine player. Progression is at your own pace, and that's one of the beautiful things about these kind of games. How do you hatch your pet? So one of the neat one of the neat things that we just introduced with this latest update is the Hunter Journal, which you can see on screen there. I open my menu, go to Hunter Journal, and then there's field guides. One of them tells you how to hatch your pet. But essentially, reach level 12, get the mission, and then once you get the reward for that mission, you can place that as a trophy in your lodge on the incubator, and 24 hours later, it will hatch. Mine actually hatched about 10 minutes before we went live on stream today. So I was actually sitting in there waiting for the stream to start, and I was like, oh, hey, there's my copy. It's been over 24 hours, still an egg. Maybe. Are you sure it's been 24 hours? And if it has been...
Give it 5 more minutes. Give it 5 more minutes.
Yeah, 5 more minutes. I didn't feed mine either. I need to go back and feed it. If it's the old egg from the old mission, that is bugged. We replaced it with a new one. But if you can't get it to hatch, just open a ticket. You can join our Discord, which I'm going to put the link for that in the chat right now. And we have a support channel where you can open tickets with us, and we will solve your issues. This game is launched, but still live support.
Too. Yeah. The egg is orange. So if you're looking and making sure you got the right egg, it's an orange egg.
Yep. Potato King, well, you can't hear me, but it seems like everyone else can. So I would, there you are. Potato King, I recognize you. You've been playing our game for a while.
He's the guy who loves to stick the flags in Mike's shoulder.
Yes.
Yes. And I do remember him too when I was just like trying to talk, like wham. Yes, we do have a small little physics bug that you can jam your flags into different people, and then when you run, you can kind of pole vault yourself over things. But clean it up, I don't know, it's kind of a fun bug to have.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think most of us enjoy it as much as he enjoys sticking the flag in your shoulder and making you do crazy catapult flips.
Mike, that's probably a question for you. What are your plans for the game in the future?
Yeah, so the cool thing when we first started developing this almost 4 years ago, we started in VR. We built the game and the lore and the story around it, that it isn't just dinosaur hunting, right? This is called Primal Hunt. So we really want to be able to open it up to so many different things to be able to hunt, creatures to be able to hunt. You know, we can explore so many different genres to bring into there, so that you're not just stuck in one fantasy world. We can grow this IP forward. But that's not a bug. Quick exit.
Nothing to see here.
The growth for where we are in the short term, we're already working on new dinosaurs. So if you've seen our VR title, you know what dinosaurs to be expecting. When we don't know yet. We're trying to plan out our DLC in the next 2 weeks on when that would happen. But the goal here is to add more maps for you guys, get you guys more dinosaurs, and then listen to you guys. What do you guys want next? this is going to make our lead programmer lose his mind. I'm dying to get swimming in and having sea creatures and stuff like that, which is a huge ask. But yeah, that's my goal, is just for one day to be able to have the huge one, the big boys in there. So
Three Timer says quests. I've ran out. LMAO. Yeah. Obviously, we tried to get a big swath of or a big chunk of missions out there for the launch, so that players could have enough to sink their teeth into. And again, this is part of the reason why I personally wish that we might have reset everyone's progress a little bit, just so that you kind of go back and experience those with a different balancing and a different set of eyes. But regardless, as we continue to update not only content, we're going to be continuing to bring more missions. As a lot of you have noticed who have been with us since the beta phases, we've added daily missions, and of course we'll be doing weeklies and monthlies. So there's still a lot that we have in store that's planned and kind of in our back pocket. But we had a lot to do in order to just kind of tighten up the basic game and make sure that was in a good place to be able to bring it to you guys before we could start pulling that stuff out of the closet and tinkering around with it. So we've got some long-term plans for it. So long as you guys help us with your ideas and help continue to support it as you have. So we appreciate the support that you've already shown us, and we hope that you guys continue to do that.
Yeah, and a note on the missions. I'm the guy that is in charge of designing the missions and implementing them to the game. I can tell you now we have. I just implemented mission number 81. So there are 81 missions in the game. There's a couple of them that's actually not accurate, because a few of them are hidden for badges. But there's probably 70, 75 missions in the game at the moment. I have more that we're going to be putting in already, more trophy hunting missions, as well as, we're looking to, I don't know if I can say this, we're looking to start doing maybe possibly some kind of seasons or something.
What kind of secrets are you divulging here, Kyle?
Maybe, hopefully, ones that don't get me fired. So there will be new missions released with future updates for sure. So be on the lookout for those.
To piggyback off of Kyle there, guys, the one cool thing that our tech team has created is very robust tools. Our mission tool system, we wanted to get it to a point where it almost automated itself, that we can be kicking out missions left and right for you guys, daily missions, weekly missions. The tools are there. That's the great part about it. The goal was just to get to the launch, get the base game out there. You guys will have plenty of stuff to do moving forward in this game. You're not going to run out of content. I guarantee you that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not only the dailies, weeklies, monthlies that you can repeat, but also we have the grapple course, we have the battle arena that never ends, and the PvP zone is currently live. We're looking to get some leaderboards in there and different game modes implemented soon, but those aren't in place yet.
Yeah, still some work to be done on the PvP zone.
It is live. You guys know that. A lot of people don't think it's open. It is live.
Yeah, you can go in there.
We just put that up there so that you realize that this is a work in progress and you don't think it's final. So you can still jump in there.
And be advised, there is no player balancing currently. So if you go in there with someone who is level 39, like Mr. Three Timer there, you might want to be careful, because they might do some damage really quickly. But yeah, we have fun when we hop in. As many of you know, we like to hop in to the game when we push updates out for you guys, not only so that we can check on things and make sure things are working okay, but also so we can kind of get in and see your feedback, see your reactions live, and hopefully get some feedback and some suggestions from you about things that you want to see or things that you might want to see changed. So always make sure that you're sharing that. We do appreciate it. We may not respond to every single comment saying, add this or add that, but trust me, we are reading those channels. And again, as Mike and as Kyle have said, join our Discord if you haven't yet. It's the best way to get in touch with us and relay not only problems with the game, but also suggestions that you have. So you can be sure and join there. You can also go in and check out our other games from there and see what we've been doing for, like Mike said, about 8 years now.
Yeah, the buzzing game, the armor you can purchase, it is cosmetic only. You can they don't have stats attached to them. You can get them, and then you can transmog any of your currently any armor that you have with the stats on it that you like. You can keep that and just trans. Kyle Hunts Noobs, right there, right there, right there. This dude's name is Kyle Hunts Noobs. I loaded in facing him. Amazing. I mean, compies are noobs, I guess. Yeah, so this armor I have now is not currently available in the store. It was available early on in the beta, but we took it back out. We're going to be adding it back in soon. Hey, there's Mike right there. Yeah, two completely different armor tints happening right now.
And body sizes.
And body sizes, yes. I think I'm not even sure if I'm...
Mike loves his big bodies.
That's my favorite. I love the chunky. Give him the donuts. Keep him going on the donut side of it.
I saw another one. I have a question. Who is the highest level in-game in the development team? That's a tough one to answer, mostly
not fair.
because...
That's not a fair...
Yeah, that's not fair because I'm constantly resetting my player in order to do balancing checks with the dinos. So I'm out of this race. Kyle, Mike, who do you guys think might have the best?
It's Kyle.
I'm level 16 at this moment, but yeah, we reset often in order to test and bug fix and things. Yeah, at the moment I'm level 16. I might be the highest one in the company at the moment, but again, it's daily that we reset our progress often. So
someone asked if you need a carry, Kyle.
I mean,
need a Sherpa.
I'll say if you want to just sit me in your backpack while you go through and kill things, that would be kind of fun actually. Just spectate mode is you just hop in their backpack. So for those of you who have stated before that you have trouble with the grapple course, are you on mobile? I never seem to have that big of a deal with it on PC, but I know some people do. I also understand it's a lot harder on mobile.
And that's another good question for a lot of reasons. Many of you who play on mobile know that we've had our issues with performance of this game, and I mean, as you can see, there's a good reason for that. But we've been working a lot on that. Our engineers have been really headlong into trying to improve the performance on mobile, and we hope that has been the case for you guys. But we're also looking for improvement in terms of controls and the way things work, because this is, I think, for many of our team, a first in terms of trying to design and create a mobile handheld FPS style controller, if you will. So, we're always looking for feedback. Kyle, did we actually ever get that survey out to players?
No, we didn't. That's
opinion
we
on
tended to do and never actually ended up doing it.
Yeah, so we should definitely do that. And, again, please feel free to share that feedback with us on those things, because we're trying our best to make sure that we get it to a place that not only we're happy with it, but where you guys are happy with it as well. Will trading ever be implemented into the game, like being able to trade limited items, pets, and other exclusive items?
We've talked about it. That's been an ongoing conversation. There's a lot of things that we can do because we have so many resources that we're collecting through there. So as of right now, no, but there's absolutely possibilities for future content, future DLCs, given that opportunity. Here's the thing: if enough players ask for it, we'll put it in. We'll leave it at that, and then we have arguments to give to the programmers that, hey, the players want it; they have to put it in.
And I do think down the road, at least we've discussed possibly looking at limited availability items, either from the store or whatever. What have you. So hopefully we have some form of capacity of that as well in the future. Right now, like I said, a lot of us are still kind of what I would call brand new to Roblox, and so we want to make sure we've got an understanding of what we got before we get our heads too deep in the weeds. Is there actually a full-body T-Rex statue in game? And what they meant by that was trophy. Kyle, do you know, as a mission guy, is there a full body one available?
There is a full body T-Rex trophy set up. It's not currently earnable via mission. I'm not sure if it's available in the store at the moment, but that's one of my goals for this next update, is to add quite a bit more trophy hunting missions, so you'll be able to earn more trophies and maybe some more mounts. We'll see how it goes. But that's on my to-do list for this next update, is to get more trophies available to players. Because these things look really cool, but unfortunately at the moment a lot of them are not available yet. Did you hear me say yet?
Yeah.
Again, our team is... Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, one of the biggest challenges in the last month before launching, you would think, oh, it's going to be combat, it's going to be the dinosaurs, it's going to be, oh, you opened up a storefront. No, it's this. It's your lodge. This lodge has got so many moving parts and pieces behind it on the back end for code-wise, for customization and where you can place things and what can be placed in different places. It's literally been almost like all hands on deck for a month to a month and a half just to get it where it is now. Now, we're not, just to let you guys know, we're not done with it. We've got a lot of good ideas how we will make it more simple, a lot more customizable, give you guys more options. You are going to be able to customize the outside of the lodge as well. So we've got that in the plans for a upcoming content as well too. The whole idea is to give you guys housing, give that whole option of the housing side of it. And of course you need a place for your compy to live, right? You can't just have him sitting there all by himself.
Yeah, little compy house outside.
Compy accessories are coming.
Yeah, we've talked about compies. We've talked about possibly adding in little miniaturized versions of other dino species as pets. I mean, there's a lot of your suggestions in both in the Discord and in game when we go and hop in. They definitely get discussed. A lot of times we're on a group call when we're hopping into the game, so a lot of times we're discussing it there live, kicking around some ideas and exploring some cool ways that we might be able to bring that in to the future. But again, like we've said, a lot of time, especially these last few months, has just been making sure it works for you guys. So yeah. Would love to see missions to get lodge stands and frames. I agree. I agree. And I think that is something that we plan to improve in the coming weeks in terms of mission rewards, helping the player to get a little bit more of those trophy stands. Just a teensy bit. Turn the faucet on just a little bit, if you will.
just a little bit.
How to train a T-Rex. Good to see.
Ooh, I got a Nova Stone. See,
okay, here's another good one actually, and I'm gonna leave this question up to Mike so Kyle and I don't get ourselves fired. Is there anything that's currently planned for the game that no one has shared about it that you may be able to shed some info on?
Ooh.
So again, Mike, this one's on you because I want to come back to work on Monday.
But haven't we shared? We've been pretty vocal on our Discord. We love just to talk about things when suggestions come up. We're like, yep, working on that right now. Yep, coming up there, you know. Yeah, not quite sure. Let me think about it. By the end of this cast, we'll I'll have something to give you. How about that?
Ooh. One of the things that I've found really neat about this game that we've been talking about as a team. It's always been in the back of our minds as this is what we want it to be. Something that I never knew how this was going to get implemented. We wanted players to be able to play with their own play style. And for so much of the development for this game, it was like, well, you just go in and smash dinos. Like there's not a whole lot of variety. But now that we're so much farther along, and my thing is I love the arc blade. I'm a sword player through and through. I want to get in there and get up close and personal with the dinosaurs, and I want to throw arc blade as much as possible. That's my favorite thing. A lot of players don't like the sword at all, and so they want to play bow. And that's one of the things I've really enjoyed about the armor and weapon new stats and balancing that's gone into the game recently. Is we have that capability. We can show or allow players to play with different play styles. I'm always going to go for the Arrow Wing armor set because I like using my special energy, and that armor set gives you a lot more special energy. Other players really like DPS and they want to go for those, crit bonuses. That's fine. The transmog and the different abilities and armor and weapons are awesome. It's really exciting to see all the different. Look at this. This guy standing next to me. This red guy. That looks fantastic. That's a tent. You can get
that's
tents.
3-timer.
Yeah.
From the chat.
Yeah. Your armor looks awesome. I like your outfit.
And I noticed further up more tints, purple, guaranteed. It's happening right now. It literally was like David was working on it yesterday. So
as of Friday.
Yeah, purple is coming.
Sure is. And we all know pink is a often requested color, and so might as well just confirm that pink will also be on the horizon in terms of colors and more feminine colors. We agree. We're not here to mansplain your hunter's background, or we hope to give you total control over that, and that's part of the reason why the biochambers exist. And I think that's something that we should cover. Actually, that's something that a lot of players don't quite understand.
Go back to the tint. So that's on the tint side, guys. Just let you know is in other games that we've worked on other engines, the tinting is very easy. You create a grayscale scale of the maps. We're able to just throw in a color picker and be able to output those very quickly. We are doing this by hand right now. So the color combinations and the tints are actually quite a lot of work until we can actually get this more automated, which the programmers have promised. They promised those tools. But so that's why it's kind of taken a little bit longer for the tint colors to come yet. But we're hopefully going to give you guys 256, by Christmas time, so you guys can just have as many colors as you want in there and full customization. So
yeah, because we're running out of crayons for Dave.
Yeah.
Dave's running out of purple crayons. But yeah, I mean that is part of the reason why the biochambers exist. Going back to that, we want you to be able to have control over who your avatar, who your hunter is. So if you're a female, if you're a male, we don't currently have an option for non-binary folks, but we are thinking of you. We're hoping to try and have some solution for that. But we want you to be able to choose who you are in terms of Primal Hunt. So we hope that you can use the biochambers, and you can go back there as many times as you want. If you want to go to a skinny build or a large build or an athletic build, you can do that at any time, and it doesn't affect your progress. It's not a character reset. It literally just changes the way that your character appears outwardly and doesn't affect stats. At least I don't believe it does. I don't think we ever
stats. Yeah.
I don't think that idea ever got approved. But yeah, so it's literally just basically a visuals thing. So
I mean, right here on stream, just like 5 minutes ago, I went in and switched from the default male average, I think African American body, to now I'm a skinny female Asian, I think. I switched my avatar a lot for no reason.
Oh, I know what I can share.
Uh-oh. Secrets incoming!
Secrets incoming. So there has been quite a lot of requests or suggestions. People want to be able to take off their helmets, right, and show their face underneath that. Our default models that came from Roblox have no facial hair, have no hair literally on them whatsoever. You can't customize them. You can't do anything with that model. We're exploring that right now. We're exploring options and opportunities of how far can we take that model right there, so that you guys can have more personality, have more customization. If you want to take the helmet off on there, add tattoos, add coloring whatsoever. We just had a sit down with the team last week saying, okay, now that we've launched the game, what are some priorities? And the art team was really heavily invested in looking into what could be possible and how long it would take us to get there. There you go.
Yeah. The intent was
avatars.
Not to leave everyone looking like Professor Xavier.
Exactly. Well, we want to make the biochambers make sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's where we want to lean into that to give you guys more customization.
Yes,
Three
the
timer.
Sabertooth and other things will be implemented. They are already in our VR game. Those dino models came from the VR game. We are very much looking forward to bringing them over to the Roblox version.
Yeah. Yeah, and unlike the VR version, we get to do melee stuff. We're gonna get to do a bit more with those, with the dinos attacks as well. We can get a little bit more creative in terms of their movements and what they can do. So yeah, I'm really excited to kind of open my notebook up and start kind of exploring ideas for Sabertooth attacks and Titanus attacks and all of the upcoming dinos that we still have yet to bring into the actual game. But along that will have to wait until I've finished, topping off the rest of the dinos, if you will. Dromenthius, I think is how you say that. Have you guys ever thought about adding a tech-related map for the game to make a little more sense for the tech dinos that are in the game currently? I'd never really thought about going a tech environment route in terms of map design for our biomes. We've always kind of went with the sort of the arc-like principle, the game arc that is, where you're kind of existing on this biosphere out in the middle of space or in some sort of suspension, and that you've paid the warden for this lavish hunting trip to have your body put into these cybernetic cores and suits, and then go out and hunt these dinos, some of which he's hammed up with all these tech advancements and stuff to make the fight more challenging for the more prestigious hunters. So all of it kind of stems from that same idea. Yeah, that's a good idea, actually. No, we hadn't thought about that because we had mostly focused on more natural type environments and biomes.
One thing, big thing we just implemented, and it was a fast implementation right before our live launch on Thursday that we put in, is now we have the field stations. So the field, if you want to talk about those, Brad, what those are built for and why?
Yeah, absolutely. So these were previously the weapons loadout stations for those who might have been playing with us for a while. But now, if you've noticed, they no longer just have the one side. They have 4 different sides, and each one can basically be used as a remote contact station for that specific vendor. So we've got one for the missions, which lets you talk to Warden. We've got one for the weapons, which lets you talk to the weaponsmith. Same for the supplies and the armor vendors. So basically, we're trying to let you stay in these maps for as long as you need. And if you figure out that, hey, my weapon's up to ready to be upgraded to the next experience level, I can go to one of the supplies or the field stations and talk to the armor vendor and do that right here in map. I no longer have to go back to the hub and talk to him specifically. And the same for missions, and again, same for rest of the vendors as well. So it's a way for us to allow you guys to stay in, especially when you've got missions in the later game that all focus in one area. You can kind of just go back and turn one in at the field station to get the rewards if you want to do that, or you can let them all stack up and turn them in at one time. We're trying to give you more choice and more freedom and time to spend in the game rather than in the hub bouncing back and forth and in and out.
Will there be more missions for platinum? Probably not. The dailies give a small amount of platinum. I don't think giving platinum as a reward is something that we're looking to do anytime soon.
If we do, it would be, event-based things, a great big world event where some massive, impossibly scaled creature that requires everyone to fight. Those might be the types of situations where we would implement more platinum into the game. But yeah, unfortunately, the platinum is essentially where it will be in its final form. But we are listening. If you have suggestions for it, we will listen, because it's not to say there aren't alternative ideas out there we could, ponder on. I can't think of the right words today. Anyway.
Hey, so Kyle, seeing you are a higher level, Why don't we take them somewhere that maybe they haven't been before? Go to like Maktura Desert.
Okay.
Go to a higher level.
Godzilla spots.
Yeah, I will do that. I'm going to hide my game for a second so that they can't see my super secret dev commands.
Let's see. Zilla Forgotten asks, are the dinosaurs in the game as of right now going to get new attacks? The ones that are in the game now, they may get new attacks. I know that I have one for... Well, actually, I have one for the Anki and one for the Pteranodon, neither of which have been implemented due to some issues with them. So those have new attacks.
Yes, there will be. There will be. Yes. To jump right to that, yes, all the dinosaurs, we're going to keep adding to these dinosaurs, keep adding new special abilities to the dinosaurs as it's going along, seeing where the challenges are, where the players, for the combat side of it. Boss fights. There's another thing too, is we haven't talked about our boss fights we're trying to implement, Brad. Maybe that's a little secret you can share as well too about boss fights and minions together.
Yep. So boss fights are gonna be implemented soon. You're gonna be able to go in and fight Mike himself. We're putting him in.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what we do on Fridays is boss fights. We all just throw Mike in an arena and wail on him.
It's not far off. That's not far off.
So for those of you who have not seen it, I'm actually currently in Maktura Desert Day. I believe it's the highest map you can get to. You have to be level 40 something to unlock it. I don't have the numbers in front of me at the moment, but
whatever the lowest level minion is would be whatever the player minimum is, I believe.
He just stomped me and I'm level 16, so...
Yeah, so that's something we could talk about since we're looking at it. As many of you noticed recently, we've changed the bars over the dinos, both the minions and the bosses, to now show a couple of things. One, it shows their health, as it has for some time, but two, it now shows the name of the creature up top, as well as their level. Our dinos now have levels now, and as do the players, and if those levels are, different enough, the dino and or the player will be much stronger than the other. So this one is currently, I can't read it on my
level
screen.
46.
I think it's so 46. So it's 30 levels higher than Kyle right now.
And it
so
hit me
all of its
once and it
attacks-
dropped me down to like 5 hit points.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the projectile damage is currently scaling with this system, but I know that the melee attacks are currently scaling correctly. So basically, he is taking more damage because of the difference in their levels. So, and the same would happen if it was opposite. If Kyle was the level 46 and the dino was level 16, Kyle would probably be one-shotting or very easily taking down these dinos. And a lot of you, I'm sure, have seen that from various late game players over the last couple of days, seeing that. And again, that's more stuff that we're hoping to balance out, smooth out, so that you guys have a better, more engaging experience, even when you're in those later games. So we have a lot more still to come on that, so just be patient with us. I know some bosses or some dinos can feel a little bit less challenging than others. It's a work in progress. I promise you we are on it. And then going back to Mike's point, something else we hadn't really discussed or told anyone about is part of boss fights is bringing in minions. So having a T-Rex spawn in a group of raptors or a group of compies or a group of tech compies, and you have to fight that instead. While he's immune to your damage or something of the like. So yeah, we've got a lot of tricks still up our screen, a lot of things that we up our screen.
I heard that. I wasn't sure if that was on purpose or not.
I watched my screen, the stream freeze a little bit.
Frozen,
so
I saw that. Yeah.
So we still have a few things up our sleeve.
Yeah, the one thing that Brad is working on, because he does the dino balancing, is as you're leveling up and as you get into these higher level dinosaurs, you are going to be almost required to group up. You shouldn't be able to take down a high level dinosaur on your own. It comes down to teamwork. It's joining in with groups. It's finding other players to team up with to take these guys down. It's a multiplayer game. That's the whole idea behind it, is get together with your friends, form parties, and and go after the bigger boss dinos.
Yeah, as you can see, I'm level 16 in a map that I shouldn't be hitting until I'm level 46, and I can't even take down a compy and a raptor. They're tearing me up.
Let's see here. Lore. We need lore. Why are they tech dinos? Because let's just say that the wardens.
No, I'll tell you exactly. So,
take it away.
The biggest challenge we've had on both the VR side and the Roblox side is actually being able to tell the story, the lore side of this. The whole backstory is it's in the future. You are a hunter. You get to go to these biomes and participate in the greatest hunts ever. Dinosaurs are brought back to life side of it. As you are progressing, the game wardens figured out we need tougher dinosaurs. We need more challenges for the hunters to keep them in the combat side of it. So they started putting armor on them, and then they started putting small machine guns and adding bigger things all the way up to rocket launchers and ion cannons. So it is a progression, and that's what we want you guys to feel as well. Is you're fighting normal dinosaurs. If you want to stay on the normal dinosaur, that's fine. You can stay on that side of it. But as you progress, the dinosaurs progress as well too. So as you get badder, they get badder. Looking tough, power-wise overall, and we just want to keep adding different weapons and different armor to the dinosaurs as well. So a lot of things, future plans for the dinosaurs themselves.
Oh yeah, and nothing says that whatever weapons a dino currently has won't change or mix up or alternate. You might end up seeing a T-Rex walking around with a couple of missile launchers on his side and nothing on his back, or an Anki's tank cannon on his back. A lot of stuff we can still do with the dinos just to keep the ones that are already there engaging. But yeah, I mean, if you think about it, if you were to think of the warden's business here as a real business, over time people just it becomes too easy. It gets too mundane. Part of the reason why we lost our space program, or a lot of funding in our space program for a while, is just people lost interest in it. Got a lot of plans for that.
You really going in there, Kyle?
Hey, that's the biggest, baddest boss in the game. It's a level 50 tech T-Rex, and I'm level 16.
Okay, everyone count 1,000.
Taking bets on how long I'm gonna last.
Buzzing
Dodge and weave.
Buzzing Game says that they guessed Kyle had the longest beard. But yeah, by the way, everyone, you were wrong. Mike does not have the longest beard.
Yep.
And Brad isn't second. I am second, but that's just because I have a beard.
If you saw our stand-ups in Zoom, our tech lead's beard is a little bit shorter than Kyle's, but Kyle definitely has the longest beard. Jeremy,
Jeremy might be longer than mine.
Yeah, we don't know. We never seen the bottom of Jeremy's, I don't think. It extends beyond the length of the camera.
Someone put his camera down to see the scale of it.
Well, then we find out he's only wearing his undies at work, because that's another thing.
We should have a contest where in game, if we have an achievement, whoever wins the achievement gets to pick who has to shave their beard, Brad or Kyle. I'm up for that. I'm up for that 100%.
Nope.
If you guys want to vote that up in the Discord, I'll pass that up and make sure that gets to the team. So
listen, I like my girlfriend and she likes my beard. I'd like to keep my girlfriend, so I'm gonna keep my beard. Okay.
I'm with that option as well. I'd like to remain not homeless, please. Thanks.
Well, if you guys don't want to be team players, I get it.
Oh, okay.
Just let you guys know I'm
right,
here
we're
for
throwing
you.
each other under
I'm
the
here
bus
for the
live
players.
on camera.
I'm here for the players.
Cool. Let's see. I think I saw another question a little bit back that I might have missed. Can you guys make it show the level requirements for each area? I believe it does that already, doesn't it?
I don't.
Isn't there a number next to?
Yeah, we talked about that in the teleporter. No, is that not in the teleporter now?
Let me go check. I don't think it is. I'm gonna go check.
Okay, so that we've talked about it. Just hasn't been implemented. Yes, we will definitely have that in there though.
That'll be in soon.
Yes.
I think it will also indicate the levels of the dinos that may be found within as well. Again, it's something that we have discussed though, so hopefully will be coming soon. What the level requires, a lot of question about level requirements. 90% sure bow scaling is working. Yes, that's another thing. Weapons are now able to level up, weapons and armor, so their stats can increase as well, which can make a player at a high level versus a low level dino even more of a powered differential. All these big words here today. But yeah, and then to that same point, the dinos in the battle arena, which is I think where a lot of people see very quick and impressive looking combat happening, where players are one-shotting things. All of those dinos are currently only level 1, and that's all they ever spawn at. That battle arena is not necessarily meant to be a big place for you guys to sink your time into. Like, it's not meant to be a focal point. We'd rather you go out and hunt the dinos in the environments where there's more of a challenge, where we've kind of built up more pretty places for you to see and explore through. So we love that you guys love this, don't get me wrong, and we're going to continue trying to make improvements to it, possibly even incorporate different variations of it, but this is meant to mostly get a player walking, get a baby deer walking for the first time. It's not really meant to be a humongous challenge, but it is also there to give players a peek into what's to come, right? You see that T-Rex there, you're like, oh man, I want to go fight a T-Rex, which you might not be able to do right away, but over time you get to that point where you're like, okay, let me see that T-Rex in the battle arena and start figuring out how I'm supposed to fight this thing.
Yeah, some missions will give you credit for killing dinosaurs in the battle arena. Most of them will not. You can. I've seen some comments in Discord about, oh, the battle arena, you can just go in there and farm XP all day. I mean, not really. You can, but it's still going to be way faster to level up by completing missions. You get way more XP from completing missions than you do killing dinos in the battle arena. So
and
it's,
you get more
it's fun,
experience
but it's
from
not
the
a farming.
dinos in general.
Yeah, that's true. This is more fun. It's not like God mode is fun for like 5 minutes, right?
Right.
And then it just gets boring. So battle arena is, it's fun for a while, but when you want to actually challenge yourself a little bit, start accepting missions, start leveling up, and going out into the hunting grounds. That's where the really cool stuff happens.
Oh, here's a good question, and maybe you're the best to answer this one, Mike. Any inspiration behind the art style? Actually, I think I know this one, but
Yep. I don't know if you guys have seen and just
depending on your age, should you have seen?
Well, no. I mean, I grew up with Jurassic Park. Right out of college, I was a 3D animator, and Jurassic Park is what made me want to get into movies and seeing that. And couldn't find my way into movies, but found my way into games, which was awesome. So I was very lucky. The very first game, I'm going to age myself, I got to work on Turok the Dinosaur Hunter for that N64. So I've been working on dinosaurs for a long time. I love dinosaurs. But the art style is actually really inspired by Tartakovsky's Primal animated series, if you've seen it. We
It's on
love
HBO
the
Max for those
simplicity
curious.
of it. His over-the-top animation, but then also gives the dinosaurs life through the animation side. So we started early on with a more simplistic look, but the cool thing with Roblox is it let us bring over more of the high detailed normal maps and texture maps that we really wanted to get on the VR side, and kind of created our own style from it. But yeah, if you would say it, I mean, Tartakovsky was one of the biggest inspirations on our style of our characters, and because the dinos are very stylized. Even our T-Rex has got, if you look behind Kyle, the look on his face it's cartoony. But it's realistic, but still more on the cartoony side of it. So
there you go. So big inspiration from Gendy?
Jendi Tartakovsky, yeah.
Yeah. Primal. And again, you can see that on HBO Max if you have a subscription there. It's a great series. You can also see clips of it on YouTube. But
if you can't find a clip, find the Brontosaurus zombie one.
So sad.
And you'll just go, you guys have to do a Halloween event. You'll see it and go, oh my God, this is the most epic thing I've ever seen. And yeah, it's pretty badass.
Yeah. No, it's the way he's able to display like emotion in this with complete silence. There's no dialogue in it whatsoever. It's all just sound effects and animation, and it's amazing. He also did, for those of you who maybe are a little bit older, Samurai Jack back in the day. He was also the animator for that
Clone
series.
Wars and the Clone Wars.
Oh, I didn't know he did Clone Wars. So yeah, a lot of inspiration from that guy. That guy's a huge inspiration to, I think, many artists, but particularly on this project. Let's see. I think someone had an off-topic question. Opinion on the newer Godzilla movies?
I haven't seen them.
Okay, well, that was an easy opinion. Mike, what is your opinion on the newer Godzilla movies?
As you guys can see right here in my back of my office, I am a huge Godzilla fan. Anything to do with Godzilla, I love. And it's one of those things where you take your brain, put it in your back pocket, and just sit down and watch. And don't think about it. If you're looking for acting, storylines, anything like this, I remember, I'm aging myself. I grew up on the black and white Godzillas and King Kong. So, yeah, I have fun. They're fun. I love monster movies. Big things. Big monster movies. And what's your opinion? I guess.
So I never got nerd deep into the Godzilla stuff. I always appreciated it for what it was, but I don't know that I have a deep enough appreciation of it to hate the new movies. I did like that they kind of tied the Godzilla creature back to Japan more so than it just being a monster devastating New York. I think the first Godzilla movie that I ever actually saw was Edward Norton Jr. or Matthew Broderick, the one where it's like destroying New York City or whatever. And it was very cool. It was great. It was the time of CGI really first coming around and things like that. But later went back and watched some of the original stuff and preferred that in terms of the story. But I like that the new ones tied it back to more of the scientific stumbling across and then tying it back to Japan and stuff like that. I appreciated that part of it, but my opinion means nothing on those movies, basically.
The funny thing here, guys, is you guys are talking about Godzilla and you're asking about content that no one knows about and anything like this. I'm not saying Godzilla, but there is themes coming in some of our dinosaurs that you guys are going to lose your minds over, just to let you know. So
we did say that dinos were getting new attacks.
So yeah, and it just happens to be fighting a stegosaurus there, Kyle.
Sponsors? No, I wish Godzilla was a sponsor. If anybody has any connections with, who is it, Paramount owns that?
Legend.
Okay.
Yeah, Legend Pictures. If you guys could send them over our way, yeah, we'll take your money and put a Godzilla in here.
Okay, we didn't have to say it like that, but yeah, we'll put Godzilla in there. Question, will we eventually be able to teleport from area to area? This is actually something that I've been wanting to do myself, to go from map to map rather than back to the hub first and then. But I believe we also discussed this recently last week, right? After launch?
The answer is yes, you will.
There we go.
Absolutely. Yep. That's why we put in the field stations. Is we want you guys to be able to teleport wherever you want. You shouldn't have to go back to the hub. So give us some time. We're working on it right now, but look for that for next update. Next week to 2 weeks. I think we almost had it working. So absolutely. I'm glad you asked for that too, because it's been an ongoing request in studio and with the fans too.
Yeah, that's the thing I think a lot of people on the consumer, on the customer side or on the gamer side of the market don't don't quite know about or understand is, we came in and we were like, we're going to do this and this and this. And then once those things hit the table, it was like they were made out of a virus. Those ideas just spread, and all of a sudden we've got this and this, and then the part of this and this over here, and we're like, oh man, we forgot. So things fall through the cracks. But it's been a lot of fun.
So we're planning to, we're hitting our 1 hour mark here right now too. But we've got a lot planned for this podcast. If this is something you guys are interested in, hearing more about, not just the game itself, but the development side of it, guys, we've got stories to tell. We've got bugs that have happened in this game that we've taken videos, and most of it's Kyle taking videos of it, finding them in here, that will make you laugh so hard, and you'll actually say, like, why didn't you leave that in there? Why can't we ride dinosaurs? You used to be able to ride dinosaurs, not on purpose, but holy cow, was it a blast. So we'll continue that on.
In the VR game, I did do the whole Legolas move where I jumped on the back of the Pteranodon and shot him in the back of the head. That shouldn't have been possible, but I did it one time.
Yeah, and I think in the future as well, I'd like to do a little compilation of clips submitted by all of you, the players out there. Send us your cool clips of, I recall specifically a situation I had where in Verdant Shire, in one of the early maps, you jump down into that big pit of raptors, and I had my sword out, and I jumped down, and I came down with a swing right as I hit the ground, and I just knocked a raptor down with it, and I was like, oh, that felt so cool. So I'd love to get a compilation of clips from you guys out there, or guys and gals and folks out there to just, show us why you love the game. Kind of those Battlefield moments, but we don't obviously have Battlefield.
Yeah, community highlights is something we want to definitely highlight. It'd also be fun. Something I would like to do is bring other members of our team on here, like an artist, a programmer, and etc., so that they can answer some different questions than we on the design side could. But yeah, anything else you guys want to talk about before we close out?
Well, we'll hit the last couple questions here real fast. Is there going to be a Halloween event? I don't know that we can promise or anything on that front at the moment. Mike, any comment on that one?
Yeah, the goal for production side is we do want to do seasonal events. Just to let you know, we are we're working on a battle pass. The battle pass is a huge part that we were hoping to have at launch, but it will take time from the balancing side of it and making sure that we get it right. But seasonal events is definitely something we want to explore. Halloween is coming up fast. That may not be the right time, but maybe another holiday right after we could have something there. So
might even match with a theme. Oh, that's weird. And then let's take one more. The last one is, what's your opinion on horror-themed stuff? And would you ever like to have something terrifying in the game? Take what you guys mentioned before about the zomboid Brachiosaurus from Primal type creature, the scary attack models, animations, or general. So absolutely, we would like to do that. A zombie-ified mode or a living dead mode or something like that. But like we said, that'll take some time, and unfortunately, Halloween, which would be the most sense-making holiday for that type of event, is just coming up a little too quick. But we'll probably do little things around some of the closer holidays in order to give you guys thanks for being with us over this course of time. So we won't do nothing, but we may not be able to put in huge content updates this time around for Halloween. But we have ideas.
And something I can promise everyone is everyone on the development team loves this game, and we all have 1,000 ideas that we want to implement, and we all want them to be in as quickly as possible. And all of our ideas are right alongside yours 99% of the time. It's like, oh, this would be so cool. We could do this for Halloween. And then, oh, we don't have time. And that's the biggest thing. We only have so much time to do so many things, and we're working hard to make the game as awesome as it can be, and we want to put more really cool things in. Time is the enemy here. We want to do it, and given enough time, we will do it. So keep the suggestions coming, and I'm gonna put the link for our Discord in the chat again. There we have a suggestions channel in the Discord server, so pop them in there. We read them, even if we don't respond to them all. We do read them all.
Yeah, guys, we pull. Kyle is in charge of our Discord. He pulls all the suggestions and bugs every Monday, and we review those as a team and prioritize in there. So we're gonna get better at communicating which bugs we're fixing that you guys have suggested, because we're just, guys, this last week getting us to launch has been some long hours. So we're just pushing through and crushing bugs as fast as possible. Now we want to look at your suggestions for you know, what next events we want to work on, what things are important to you guys. Keep the community alive on Discord. We're there every day, so would love to hear you guys' feedback.
Yup. Closing comments, Brad?
No, I just, want to say thanks to everybody who's been playing the game so far, and a special thanks to those who have been with us since the earlier stages of our betas and alphas and closed and open and all the various stages. So we appreciate you guys and gals and folks sticking around with us through the long term, and we hope that you continue to support us and stick with us, and we'll do our best to do right by you guys. I mean, we know that as, company people, we're not necessarily the typical people making games on this platform. So we're sort of the outsiders, but we want to do right by our community. So just let us know, like we said, in our comments, in the Discord, yada, yada, what you want to see, and we'll do our best to make that happen.
Mike?
Yeah, thumbs up the game. Get your people in there. We need more people into the game. The game just launched. As you guys know, on the Roblox side, the algorithm has to pick us up to get us into a search engine side of it. So that will happen soon, and hopefully that'll grow for our community and grow with the team itself. So spread the news. We need more players in there. The more players that we get, the more content we can make. We want to keep this thing going for a long, long time. We have some great ideas for it. Guys, we made a game that we wanted to play, and we're giving it to you guys. Now it's your game. This is no longer our game. This is your game. Tell us what you want. Tell us what you like, what you don't like. We're going to try to balance all of that off, but there is so much potential in how far we can take this game. It's limitless. It literally is. So it's going to be up to you guys. Stay in the Discord. Keep communicating with us. And my very last thing is, if you guys are going to be at RDC, now that you see my face, you know who I am. We'll be at RDC. So come check us out. Come say hi to us, Maybe I'll have some free t-shirts, in my backpack to hand out at RDC. So if anyone's coming out there, come find me. Would love to meet you in person.
If a player gets a Primal Hunt t-shirt before I do, Mike, I'm telling you right now. There's one more good question that we have to answer before we close out this first stream. What's our favorite dinosaur? I'm assuming they're asking from in the game, but
I'll go very first one. Our very first dinosaur we made, the very first one we used to sell or to get people invested into this game, to get people to understand the pitch of the game, is that T-Rex behind Kyle. That is my favorite dinosaur of all times. He has been the very first one. Yeah, the T-Rex is my favorite.
Tech or natural?
Natural. It's the natural side.
Kyle?
Honestly, my favorite one is not yet in the Roblox game. My favorite dinosaur was the saber-toothed tiger from our VR game. It's coming to the Roblox game, so wait for it. But if you don't want to wait, go get the game in VR, because you can fight saber-toothed tigers, and those guys are awesome. That's always my favorite. They do a pounce attack. They teleport. They do a pounce attack. It's amazing. I got some really great screenshots of when we were trying to do some marketing for the VR game. I've got some cool screenshots on my computer still of a saber-tooth like right about to attack me. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm a Raptor guy. I don't know what it is. Ever since I was a kid and saw the first Jurassic Park, the speed and the agility on those guys. And I know Velociraptor is not accurate, and we've talked to a couple of community members about this, but it's more what people know about it. And yeah, for me, it's the Raptors. And ever since we added some of the newer attacks on those guys, and they've started to feel better in combat, I call them my girls now. I feel like Chris Pratt in Jurassic Park, but they don't listen to me, so.
And they are still Raptors, technically.
Yes, they are still Raptors.
They are
They're
Raptors.
just not Velociraptors.
We took creative freedom, guys, on a lot of our dinosaurs
Yes.
just for the creative freedom side of it. We didn't want to get locked into it. So the minute you go 100% accurate, the game isn't fun anymore. Now you got so many things you have to worry about. And they're like, we're just having a fun game. Just a fun game.
Yeah.
Get out there, hunt dinosaurs.
Well, it especially wouldn't make sense in a game where we're hunting them with swords and projectile weaponries. And I mean, yeah. Anyway,
so you're saying that the real Dimitrodon, didn't actually spit balls of acid at you?
I don't think so, but we don't know. Maybe
It's still up for
science
debate.
is still out on that.
One last thing from me, guys. We will be doing a photo contest coming up soon. I wanted to announce it on Friday, but I didn't get around to it. Probably going to announce it on Monday. We're going to lock down details on exactly how to get it done. So if you are a content creator or if you like taking screenshots in the game, we will be doing a photo contest from in-game content starting next week. So look for that announcement on Monday. I think that's it. We good? We good, guys? Guys, we good? Good, guys?
Yeah, I think we're good.
We're good, guys.
I'm good.
Did we talk too much?
Probably.
I know I did.
But hey, that's what this is for, and we're gonna do this again. I had fun. I think you guys had fun. I think the chat had
Absolutely.
fun. If you guys like this, let us know. We want to do more the Primal podcasts here on Twitch and possibly expand to YouTube and other platforms. We'll see. But no official date yet on when the next one will be. We're gonna get back to work on Monday and keep working on things. But from all of us here at Phaser Lock Interactive, that is Phaser_Lock, Phaser Brad, and Kyle _Phaser Lock in Roblox. Come hunt with us. Go hunt with your friends. Tell your friends about us. Y'all have a good weekend.
Thanks, guys.
Take care.